Hi everyone, it's Elicia with Awakening360.com. I'm here with Eden and Stacy.
Hi.
And I've done work with both of you, so if you could explain what you both do and then how you work together.
Okay. Am I going first?
Yeah.
I'm a classical Ayurveda practitioner, meaning I do in-depth consultations with people, herbs, a lot of different kinds of treatments, and a lot of diet and lifestyle recommendations as well.
And I'm an intuitive energy healer, and I work with people to really release deeply entrenched energetic patterns, and whether those are showing up as more chronic physical problems or recurring emotional problems that are going on.
And so I came to see you, Eden, first, and you discovered some possible symptoms of krumi, which are parasites, a lot in my body.
Yeah, a few. And more importantly, the causative factors that create an environment in your body that's a good breeding ground for little parasitical creatures of various sorts that we don't want. And that's what you really need to look for with krumi, because krumi can cause pretty much any symptom. And a lot of times you don't know that they're a culprit until you start to treat a problem and you realize you're not getting results. So you have to look deeper, and often you'll end up seeing that there's krumi there, which is parasites. It can be any kind of parasite. It can be like Candida, it can be an actual worm, it can be even body lices included in there. Any kind of overgrowth of other entities that live in our bodies are considered krumi.
So we both agreed that I have krumi to cleanse from my body. And then you referred me to Stacy. So talk about why that was an important next step before we continued our physical cleansing.
Yeah, I had worked with Stacy. I really liked the work that I had done with her, and I felt that what she does fits really well in with super classical Ayurveda, which a lot of times would have included also a kind of a spiritual coach on some level. The Vaidya, the Ayurvedic doctor, would have that person that they refer people to sort of back up the other levels of healing that aren't necessarily fully physical. So when I met her, I was like, oh, how exciting. I have somebody that I can think of in that really traditional way, but who works in a way so that Americans and the modern world would be able to associate with it. And I thought that she would be perfect with you because there was a kind of blockedness, there's a stuckness that comes with what I see as krumi, a sluggishness in the system that a lot of times has an emotional component, spiritual component, if you will.
Yeah. And that's where I come in, is that when I look at the energy of parasites or Candida, there's a sluggishness, and you can see it really energetically. So when we started working, we were looking at that, but it was really about, so what's even underneath that? You know, what's going on within the whole system, like how you're processing, you know, what is it that's creating that environment where that's kind of feeding off of? And when we get into that kind of sluggishness that you're talking about energetically, again, it just, you see it on really every different level, so it affects you, whether it's your physical health or, you know, your emotional stuff or, you know, whatever it is that's going on. So sometimes when you get to that, then it just frees up the things that you're doing, you know, because then the body is able to actually handle some of those changes. And of course, when you start doing the physical stuff, you know, the cleansing or taking whatever kind of herbs, the emotional process or whatever else is going on that's creating some of that slowness within the system, that kind of breeding ground for all that kind of stuff, is going to come up. And so it's great to start to clear that away initially, so the physical process might be a little bit easier, and you're able to really, I think, cleanse at a much deeper level.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's less fighting. There's less struggling. You know, part of the reason why I liked working with you personally was that I felt like you were able to kind of untangle some of the knots that I didn't even know were there. And there always exists with physical problems. And whether it's the start, whether it's the cause or the effect of the physical problem, who knows? But they almost always come together. And so it's always beneficial to do both the spiritual work and the physical work in tandem.
Yeah, and you have to. I mean, you have to address it on both levels. Once it's in the body, it's in the body. And you need to do what you need to do to clear the body, whether it's diet and herbs and lifestyle changes and all of that. But you also need to clear the energy and really release things at that deep kind of causal level.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm working with both of you at the same time, because it does make sense to address it on all levels, because we are holistic beings. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.